AIDS activist Larry Kramer has been rocking the boat for a couple of dozen years now in any number of ways. Think what you will of him, he is not afraid to speak his mind. It's a courage forged out of sheer necessity. Or on the stage, as in his groundbreaking play, The Normal Heart, Larry Kramer, who turned 71 today, traffics heavily in one emotion.
You want my patience? Here, take them.
Anger.
Take them. Just do something for them.
It's your autobiography.
It's part of it, yes.
I am taking care of more victims of this disease than anyone in the world. We have more frozen blood samples, more data of every kind, and much more experience. When a promising virus has been discovered in France, why do you refuse to cooperate with the French? Why are we told not to cooperate with the French? Just so you can steal a Nobel Prize while something is being passed around that causes death? Women have been discovered to have it in Africa, where it is clearly transmitted heterosexually. It is only a question of time. We could all be dead before you do anything. You want my data? You want my ideas? You want my patients? Take them! Just do something with them!
So my grandfather told me when I was a little girl, if you say a word often enough, it becomes you. And having grown up in a segregated city, Baltimore, Maryland, I sort of used that idea to go around America with a tape recorder, thank God for technology, to interview people, thinking that if I walked in their words, which is also why I don't wear shoes when I perform, if I walked in their words that I could sort of absorb America. I was also inspired by Walt Whitman, who wanted to absorb America and have it absorb him. So these four characters are going to be from that work that I've been doing for many years now, and well over, I don't know, a couple thousand people I've interviewed. Whole area we don't investigate. So this piece is about a negative imagination. It raises questions about what nature is, what Mother Nature is, and about what a risk can be. And I got this in the Maryland Correctional Institute for Women. Everything I do is word for word off of a tape. And I title things because I think people speak in organic poems. And this is called A Mirror to Her Mouth. And this is an inmate named Paulette Jenkins. I began to learn how to cover it up because I didn't want nobody to know that this was happening in my home. I want everybody to think we were a normal family. I mean, we had all the materialistic things, but that didn't make my children pain any less. That didn't make their fears subside. I ran out of excuses about how we got black eyes and busted lips and bruises. I didn't have no more excuses, and he beat me too. But that didn't change the fact that it was a nightmare for my family. It was a nightmare. And I failed them dramatically because I allowed it to go on and on and on. But the night that Maisha got killed, and the intensity just...
On November 14, 1998, the members of Tectonic Theater Project traveled to Laramie, Wyoming, and conducted interviews with the people of the town. During the next year, we would return to Laramie several times and conduct over 200 interviews. The play you are about to see has been edited from those interviews, as well as from journal entries by members of the company.
What I'm doing in Wyoming.
I had breakfast this morning with a university student named Zubaydah Ullah, an Islamic feminist who likes to do things her own way.
I've lived in Laramie since I was 4. Yeah. My parents are from Bangladesh. 2 years ago, because I'm Muslim, I decided to start wearing a scarf. That's really changed my life in Laramie.
Their son. The family was grateful that they did not have to make a decision regarding whether or not to continue life support for their son. By Like a good son, he was caring to the end and relieved stress and guilt from the family.
The news report started rolling out Thursday night, but no name was mentioned. The brutality of the crime wasn't mentioned. All that was mentioned was a man, a Laramie man, found beaten in the prairie, basically. Later on that evening, the news report started rolling in, and they mentioned his name. And I was like, that can't be the Matthew Shepard I know. That's not my student. That can't be this person I've been meeting with.
I was in the coffee shop, rooming Patterson, and someone...
Okay, well, hi, I'm Miss Sun, and I will be with you all for the next 6 weeks. And by the end of those glorious weeks, you would have read a play, analyzed the play, been cast in it, rehearsed it, and lastly, performed it. It's going to be a whirlwind spectacle that I want you to start inviting your friends and your loved ones and your parents to come see. What's that? No, it's not a Raisin in the Sun. Huh? No, it's not a Lorca play. It's a play called Our Country's Good. Yeah, I got a New York State Council of the Arts grant to do a piece on education. And so. Ew, this is like patriotism? Patriotism? No. It's a play based in Australia in 1788. And it's written by a woman named Timberlake Wertenbaker. Hey, yo! Justin Timberlake done wrote himself a play? Don't rock your body today. It's me. Brian, focus.
It's just glorious, just watching her on stage. There's nobody like her. She is magic on stage. She has this incredible ability to be a chameleon, but also to be really truthful in how she pops into these other characters.
Girl, what you think this is? You can't just go by without going to the detective. What you think this is? I don't care if you walk out and now you walk back in. Rules are rules. Put your bag in. And your wallet. And your selfish phone. Go back. Your earrings. Not only every single student, but every single teacher, every single principal, the janitor, everyone you see, the security guard, they're all compilations and combinations of different people that I've met along the way of working with the school, working in a school. So clear. So. What do people expect from prisoners? Jose? Oh, for them to succeed in life. But in the play, Coca, they succeed by doing the exact opposite of what people expect. Yeah, exactly. So what does this have to do with our lives? Shoot, don't nobody expect us to do nothing but drop out, go to jail, get pregnant, or work for the MTA. Hey, yo, my mom worked for the MTA, nigga. Sorry, miss. Negro. So these characters is going through what we kind of going through right now. Yeah, kind of, yeah. And so, Brian, go ahead. And so, by us doing the show, you see what I'm saying? We can prove something to ourselves, and our moms, and her dad, you see what I'm saying? And Miss Tam, and Mrs. Kennedy, that we the shining stars of this school, you see what I'm saying? Great, Brian. Turn to Act 1, Scene 6. Can I have a volunteer?
I didn't want to come, and I don't want to be here. I'm the son of an Atlanta City police officer. My cousin is an Atlanta City police officer, and my other cousin, East Point police officer. And I got a lot of love and respect for police officers, down to the original 8 police officers in Atlanta that even after becoming police had to dress in a YMCA because white officers didn't want to get dressed with niggas. And here we are 80 years later. I watched a white officer assassinate a black man. And I know that tore your heart out. And I know it's crippling. And I have nothing positive to say in this moment because I don't want to be here. But I'm responsible to be here because it wasn't just Dr. King and people dressed nicely who marched and protested to progress this city and so many other cities. It was people like my grandmother, people like my aunts and uncles who were members of SCLC and NAACP, and in particular, Reverend James Orange, Mrs. Alice Johnson, and Reverend Love, who we just lost last year. So I'm duty bound to be here to simply say that it is your duty not to burn your own house down for anger with an enemy. It is your duty to fortify your own house so that you may be a house of refuge in times of organization. And now is the time to plot, plan, strategize, organize, and mobilize. It is time to beat up prosecutors you don't like at the voting booth. It is time to hold mayoral offices accountable, chiefs and deputy chiefs. Atlanta is not perfect, but we're a lot better than we ever were, and we're a lot better than cities are. I'm mad as hell. I woke up wanting to see the world burn down yesterday because I'm tired of seeing Black men die.